DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, hey, hope you're all well. It's Monday, and Monday is often tag day, and today will be no exception. Just finished doing Jasmine's tag, and now I'll be doing Dave Nicholson's last Saturday 7 question tag. Hi there, Dave. Hope you're well. I'm doing it in the office. It's just too cold. I didn't want to go outside, and we were outside, but I didn't do the tag then, and now I'm back in. So let's start those questions. Question one: who do you love, and what are you doing about it? Oh goodness! Most of you will be watching this tag. Know that in the beginning of the year, Mrs. DC was sick and actually even had to go to the hospital. She's out now though, but and then I once more. I mean, we've been together as boyfriend, girlfriend, and married, and put that all together, we've been over to 50 years together. So yeah, that's the person that I love. And what am I doing about it? Trying to be a good person, a good husband. I mean, and who else do I love? Well, my kids, my grandkids. It's yeah. And what am I doing about it? Again, trying to be the best person I can in those relationships. Yeah. Okay, that's question one. Question two: what's a belief that you hold with which many people disagree? You already know what I'm going to answer, but I've worked all my life as a scientist, and most of it in medicinal chemistry and research, and leading projects in nutrition as well, things like that, and working with at high level schools and in high level companies. So I'll just leave it at that for the moment. But meaning that is the fact is that the people I were working with were also very high level scientists. And now I am a Christian. One would say, if you want to, I'm an evangelical Christian. You could probably go again, into the, if you want to use terms, I'll say I'm born again Christian. And okay, you're kind of getting it. Now, when you work in the milieu that I was working in, most of the people, a lot of the people are atheists, or at least they say they are. And so, that was a belief that I held, and that most people disagreed. And it's funny because for the same reasons that they would say they did not believe, I would say that I believed, But the thing I have to give, though, is that depending on where, like the last period where I was in Ireland, there was a lot of respect. I mean, there was no problem. Most of them, the larger part of them, were not really. One guy was a professing atheist, put it that way. The others were agnostics, but we always had good discussions. We respected each other. When I was in the farm industry, it was more difficult. A lot of the people were actually very scornful, very liberal in their way of thinking, but very scornful against anybody that did not think as they did. Okay, question three. What can you do today that you are not able to, or not capable of a year ago? Hablar en español. I can, I started about a year ago being very intense in more intense, learning Spanish. And now I can, I can read it. I've read books now, a few books in Spanish. I can read. I can listen to podcasts, and I mean normal podcasts, not podcasts for students, put it that way. I can watch television largely. I say largely. Television's not easy, actually. A lot of YouTube videos, and I can speak it kind of. So yeah, I mean, definitely that's something I can do now that I was not able to a year ago. I can really see that I've progressed. Okay, that's question three. Do you think crying is a sign of weakness or strength? It's a sign of your personality and your making. I wouldn't go and say that it's a weakness, and I wouldn't even actually go and say it's a strength. I'm a person that cries very easily, or I tear up very easily, and I don't consider it's a weakness. But for example, Mrs. DC does a lot less than I do, and I don't consider that a weakness nor a strength from her, you know. So it's somebody once said it has to do with hormones. Probably does at times, but I'm just saying is that I don't believe it's either one. Um, I do think, though, that it is um, that it's a signal that you're ready to be vulnerable. And at other times, I mean, there are times, you know, when you feel like you shouldn't be, and you are. Is that weakness? I don't know. I think it's maybe a lack of control. But that is part of your character. So no, I don't think it's neither weakness nor strength. Question 5. Let's see where we are. What would you do differently if you knew nobody would judge you? In other words, what are you being a hypocrite now because you think people are judging you? Um, I wouldn't do anything differently, really. When I think about it, if I knew nobody would judge me, no. I mean, you know, I mean, I'm living my life basically in the way, frankly, that I want to. You know, if I look at the values by which I try to measure myself by, if I look at my worldview, um, where we live and everything, what would I do differently if nobody would judge me? I'd be doing the same thing. You know, so really, there's not much about that. You know, maybe, yeah, you know, if there are things, you know, that some people would say, like, well, would you, you know, go and get drunk regularly, or would you go and more often, and things like that. I don't know. You know, I was just going to say, I really do think the way I live my life, I'm not really. The people that are going to judge me are going to judge me anyway, you know, so it doesn't make any difference. So, yeah, no, I wouldn't change anything. Let me see, where are we now? Oh, are we up to question 6? Okay. Do you celebrate the things you do have? Well, what the heck does that really mean? Do I brag about them? Do I celebrate them? What is a celebration in this case? I would say that I celebrate every day the my family, my loves. You know, it comes to the first question almost. I celebrate and I enjoy the fact that I have my wife, my children, my grandchildren. You know, this is something that I would celebrate the things that I have in that respect. If you call them things. I'm putting them in a general way. I'm not celebrating the material things that I have. Well, you know, actually, in a way, yes, because I'm very happy that we have managed to have a home. And one thing that we would maybe that I'll celebrate is that we have a deck out back, and we make barbecues and have family parties and things like that, and family meals, and celebrate family love. And how do we do it? Well, we do it thanks to where we live, I guess. So I guess in a way, the answer to that is, I guess we do in a certain way, but not really in your face. You know, there's certainly not the type of celebration of showing off. You know what I mean? There's a difference of that. But celebrate in the sense is that um, I am joyful for the things, and I would say for the people, because I'm going to put it larger than things. I don't celebrate material things, but yeah, the people and so on. Yeah, yeah, that I probably do. Yeah. Question 7 and last. What is the difference between living and existing? Well, I think that there's a big difference, actually, in a way. Living is a life that you know will go on. Um, yes, I'm going into my theology in a way. Living is something that you know that your life is worth something. Existing is just being there. Um, or existing is in a state of mind, or a state of mind, be it wanted or unwanted, as in disease, where basically you are just there. Um, but living in the sense, if you know that you are living, you know where you're going, you are living. Yeah, there is a difference. I think, like my dad in the last period of his life, where he had Parkinson's disease, and he was in the last few months he was bedridden, and not much was going on really. Even he was kind of existing then, and then there were flickers where he was living. Um, I think that the thing is, though, is that there are a lot of, the main difference really, I think, is purpose in life. Do you have a purpose in your life? Do you have, and in my case, I feel that my purpose is also the fact that I know that there's more to living than, or there's more to existing. No, I'm going to get it wrong way. There's more to living than just existing. I know, there's a purpose, and there's a purpose after. Living will not just stop at the end of existing here on Earth. Wow. One could probably make a vlog just on that one, couldn't we? But we'll stop there because I am way over now, 10 minutes. So that'll be it. Thank you, Dave. Heavy questions. DC signing off. Take care, everybody, and have a good week. Bye-bye.